Hello, we're going to learn how to read an assessment notice which is sent out by the assessor each year. An outline of reading assessment notices can be found on our website at canyonco.org/assessor. Now right off you can see that the property described by this assessment notice is real property. Other property types are personal property and mobile transit. If you own multiple parcels or multiple types of property, you can differentiate each assessment notice by looking at the parcel address or legal description. Only one owner name will appear on the assessment notice regardless of how many owners there are. The second line does not refer to owners, it is the attention line or the in care of line. The people listed on this line are not necessarily owners, they just handle the mail for the property owner. And speaking of mail, if you change where you would like to have your mail received, please contact the assessor's office with that information. And be prepared to provide the parcel number, also referred to as the account number. And for your convenience, our phone number is printed directly on the form, but I strongly recommend that you use email if you have access to the internet. And if you would like to appeal your property, you need to be sure that you do so by the deadline printed on the form. Late appeals cannot be accepted for any reason. But moving on down to the heart of the form, you'll see under current description a couple numbers. These numbers represent the categories that each portion of the property has been valued under. Sometimes people will panic on seeing those numbers for fear that they represent quantity or size. But you'll actually see the lot size in the next column over. All the categories that we use and their definitions can also be found on our website at canyonco.org/assessor, and I strongly recommend that you visit this site before reviewing your assessment notice. But getting back to the assessment notice, you can see on the top line that this property is a residential city lot that is 0.14 of an acre. Last year, the assessed value for just the land was $19,500, and this year is $17 even. The next line represents everything else that is on this parcel, and the official appraiser term for everything else is improvement. Improvement is another term that tends to incite panic and fear in the public at large, because to many people improvement means remodel or upgrade. But to appraisers, improvement just means everything in addition to the land. So here we're talking about a residential structure. Now moving down just below the subtotal line, you'll see the homeowner's exemption line. This line is often overlooked, but it is very important. Last year, this property had an active homeowner's exemption that reduced the total assessed value by $43,000. This year, the property does not have a homeowner's exemption, so this line is left blank. You can see what a difference the homeowner's exemption makes, because even though the total assessed value reduced, the net taxable value, that is, the value that is used to calculate the property tax bill, increased sharply. This property is just land, and you can see that by looking at the categories here under current description. The top line describes a city commercial lot that does not have a value last year. The second line describes irrigated ag land, which does not have a value this year. What this assessment notice is telling you is that this land had an ag exemption last year and was valued under irrigated ag land. This year the property is being used for commercial purposes and is valued accordingly. This property is new construction. In Idaho, new construction is not placed on the tax rolls until it is completed and put into service. So the top line represents the total assessed value of this new construction. But since it was still being built or not being used for the first 9 months of the year, we need to back 9 months worth of value out, and we're left with the prorated value. Now let's move down to the bottom of the form and learn about taxing districts. You may be surprised to learn that the county is not your only taxing district, nor is it the only entity that is supported by your property tax dollars. You actually have quite a number of different property tax districts, and you need to contact those districts directly if you have questions or concerns about how much you're paying in property taxes. And of course, you need to attend those budget hearings as well to have a voice when those decisions are actually being made. Well, there you have it. I appreciate you watching, and I'd like to encourage you to visit our website at canyonco.org/assessor, and feel free to send us an email at assessordepartment@canyonco.org. Thank you.